Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Lewis Gaming. I'm of course Mike. This is Tabletop Simulator. F9 is also whatever that does. So yeah, that's how I start recording. But this is It's All Over. So I apologize for the little pop-up thing there. That means nothing. What we're going to do in this episode is a how-to. Show off some of our characters. The rotting zombie woman, zombie guy, the crawler. These are all the 3D miniatures that we have pictures of and have printed and come with the STL pack that will come with the game. Big Mama. All of these black or gray colors, depending on what you think of them, is regular zombies. We have enough to where you can have a good bit of regular zombies without having any duplicates on the board. If you have to, you can, but these red ones are the special infected. That's the SWAT zombie. He has tactical gear on him. That's the mutated zombie. That's the zombie Bigfoot. Zombie puppies. Those are the same. The zombie lion. The siren. And another mutated zombie. And these are our characters we currently have. They don't have names or anything because this is a Mork Borg compatible game and they will most likely die. So we just have a nice array of some characters here. And look at that. Nice detail. 3D models look exactly like these. That's what these are taken from the program. My daughter made that character. That's Jada's ghost. Janie with her frying pan. Janete, the mechanic. Like I said, they don't actually have names. So it is Mork Borg rules, Mork Borg compatible, obviously. This is a turn tracker and a noise tracker. You have an hourglass marker and a screaming zombie head. Both of those are, of course, STL files or 2D, whatever you want. White on the noise tracker means you spawn no new zombies. Blue is 1. The special is for noise only, not for turn, and it spawns in one of these special zombies. You can either choose or roll. There's 6 type. So roll a d6, it'll tell you what they are. And each color adds in another one. So blue is 1, green is 2, yellow is 3, orange is 4, and red is 5 per turn. You have 10 specific loot charts for POIs. This is the only way you can find extra people looting. You got the hardware store, thrift store, police station, pharmacy, residential, grocery, gas station, car garage, bar, pub, and the gun store. And we're using Tabletop Simulator to show this stuff off just because it's easier than me trying to physically shuffle through everything. That is our loot boxes. Those are the one specific for POIs. And here we have some maps, which we'll throw down here in a minute. But these are buildings that you can build for your settlement. The settlement we'll explain here in a minute. You have the armory, the guard tower, the workshop, infirmary, garage, housing, the RV you start with, the greenhouse, the well house, and storage. You throw down a map. And these are where you put these tokens. So you throw them in there, and then you can loot that, but you can also loot this room on the 100 item list. If you have things like an office building, you can choose to use warehouse, whatever. It is basically a D20 game. Let's lock the map in place so we're not, yeah. Basically a D20 game, but let's start with the rulebook here. It is all over. You guys have heard me talk about it before. If not, it is a zombie survival crafting TTRPG. Hence Tabletop Simulator, because that's just, you know, what we're using here. That's all. Your dice rolls is how everything happens. We are set up for 132 scale. You can, however, play this. That's the map's supposed to be over a little bit more. That's fine. This isn't yeah. You can play it with no adjustments for 28 mil or 32 mil. Everything's the same. If you want to upscale your 28 mil stuff to 132, just make them 60 millimeters tall at the top of the head, and you're good to go. Measuring is done all in inches. Pre-measuring is allowed. Tabletop Simulator has a measuring thing, so if your movement is 5, you can move 5. Easy peasy. Dice rolls is how most things are done. We use a D20 for dice resolution. Your dice roll, that's your DR. The normal number, or the base number that you have to roll on or above, is 12. Some's harder, some's easier. Then you add in your modifiers to see. So if you're trying to loot, you'd roll, add your modifiers, easy peasy. That's how you create a settlement, how you create a character. That's Mork Borg basics. Not really a lot different there. You have your 20 flaws. Pretty cool ones. I think it's pretty good. Feats help your character. Flaws obviously hinder your character. Your 20 backgrounds with some starting stuff. Some start with stat bonuses. Some start with items. A couple start with feats or flaws. I don't think any start with a flaw. I think it's all feats. Then here's your items. So if you're just looting like the house without looting the special loot token, you roll on here. You roll 2 d10s, which would be this, and 12 would be the number we got. 12 would be a spear, d6 damage, modifier agility. So yeah, you have melee, ranged, medical, armor and wearables, throwables, general items, ammo, scavenging items, and you can also craft your items once you get the workbenches and stuff needed. You got a bunch of stuff there. Upgrades for melee and ranged weapons. Your status effects are on here. Game round. If you're playing versus, it's back and forth and the hostiles go last. Most tests are DR12. A 1 is a fumble. 20 is a critical. Movement is in inches. Pass a DR12 agility test to jump gaps of 3 inches or less. I also use it for climbing through windows, stuff like that. If you fumble, you make a noise. If you fumble while scavenging, you get 1 damage and 1 noise. If you fumble in combat, you drop your weapon. Unless you're using fists, you can't drop your hands. If you fumble scavenging and infected, you have to take an infection test because you cut yourself still. A critical, you have max damage on whatever weapon you're using, which is pretty cool. Your actions you can take: range attack, melee attack, use a piece of equipment or a feat, pick up or drop any items or dead down models on you or on a dead or down model. You can drag a down model, interact with scenario items, cut off your limb to stop an infection, make noise to distract the zombies and stuff like that. Search, and you can pass your action to reduce noise by 1 to try to keep spawns from happening. Melee combat, we'll just grab, we already have 1 character here. Got to be within 1 inch of each other. We'll just turn them to so we can see them. And each combat in melee, both characters roll a d20. So if he's attacking, he'd add or subtract whatever modifier he has. The defender automatically has a -3 for attacking back in defense. If he had a +3, it would negate it, stuff like that. Modifiers are, easy. -3 for defense though, plus your regular modifiers. Zombies don't get any, so it'd be a 1 for them, but it's not a fumble because it's not a natural 1. And even if he had a -3, he'd still would have hit. So then he'd roll a damage dice, say he had a d10. Okay, that's not working. There we go. So he'd hit with 6 damage. You'd apply the damage. If they get killed or downed, you flip them over. Then you can search the zombie. Once it's searched, I usually throw it off the board, because once it's searched, it's not getting back up. If they are flipped in combat, say she would have killed him, he has to roll a toughness test of 10. He'd fail, so he's now dead. You leave him there in case he has items. Once he's searched and he's dead, you can throw him off the board. Range combat, you have to be in range. So we'll see how far away these guys are. Okay, yeah, most decent pistols and rifles and stuff can shoot that for no problem. The difference here is the defender does not roll a dice, only the attacker. So you roll, looking for a 12, it's always a 12 in the attack. You add your modifiers. If he has a +3 in presence, because that's the ranged attack for most things besides shotguns, it'd be a 12. If he didn't, it'd be a miss. You mark off your ammo and go from there. Now if the zombie none is behind that, when he rolled, it'd be a -1. So if he had +2 presence, be -1, be +1. If he had -2 presence, it'd be -3, because it's the zombie none is behind cover. So -3, he would have missed. So that's basic combat right there. You can dual wield, so if he has 2 one-handed weapons, he can roll, if one's a d10 and one's a d4, and you roll them both when he hits. That's dual wielding. So 5. Leaving combat, you have to roll agility, DR12, so if not, you get stopped. If you fumble, they can attack you. If you don't, you just, if he's here and he wants to run away, he has to roll a 12. Okay, he rolled a 12, so he could just move. If he would have rolled something lower, there we go. If he would have rolled a 5, instead of moving away, he'd just be right there. Now the way I do failed agility tests, say he's trying to crawl through there and he rolls a 5, he gets through, but he can't move anymore and he took a damage. Easy peasy. Now you can drag a model, so if she was, if that was down, you can drag the model, half its movement, must have at least a +1 strength. So if you got 0 or minuses, you can't move it. But if he can move 5, he can move 2.5. And the model comes with him. That's how you get down models away from being eaten by zombies. Morale only happens if you're critically hit or a friendly model within 12 inches turns into a zombie. So if that zombie crits you, you gotta do a morale test, which is a DR12, like most things. Noise, if you fail scavenger roll, noise goes up. Scenario conditions can make noises go up, like you're opening up a vault or something like that. Any noise that your crew member makes, yelling or whatever. Guns, explosives, raise it. Omens are rerolls you can do, deal maximum damage, reroll any dice, remove a down model. It auto passes its death save. Cancel 1 critical or fumble, automatically pass 1 test, auto pass an infection test, reduce the noise by 10. When omens are spent, they're lost for good. You can find luxury items that give you back omens, and some people come with feet that give you omens. The living enemy in this is the Reavers. On DR10, they're not present. If failed, they are present. So if you roll 10 or above, there's nobody there. Hostiles, the dead are active once you see in their line of sight, or attacked, or a character make noise. So if she's standing here and he comes out from here, he's now in line of sight. So she's now active. If he's here He falls in here and makes noise. She's now active. All new spawns are automatically active and coming after players. Infection. Each zombie has a different virus test. If you don't know it, like you just want to test it, just do the DR12. But regular zombies, I believe, are a 10. You can scavenge from hostiles when they're dead, like I mentioned. You have your hostile profiles. Oh, you have infection. If you get infected, you can use an antidote, or you can do a presence test and do a amputation. The enemy crew, they have 6 different loadouts. You got the zombie, regular zombie, zombie cop, mutated siren, zombie Bigfoot, zombie hound, and zombie lion, like we went over. Game can be solo, co-op, or versus. Solo is just you against the world. Co-op is one settlement, you're all playing the same crew. Co-op with multiple settlements, you each have your own crew. And versus is 2 or more players, trying to kill each other and the zombies at the same time. After a mission, you gain 5 experience. For each living special, you kill 1 or gain 1 experience. For 5 experience, you can increase the stat of any crew member by 1, reroll any flaw, or roll for a new feat, but only one time. Like if you want to increase a stat, only 1 character can get that. Campaign play has 2 phases: home phase and mission phase, city run phase. During the home phase, you can build structures. There's a good bit of them that we've already went over. You can upgrade defenses for better defense. You can craft items if you have the workshops and stuff that you need. Go hunting for food. Go on guard duty. You have to eat and drink. Every person in the settlement and every person in your crew. Your crew should always be 5, and anybody you have at home have to have 1 food and 1 drink per campaign turn. If they don't, they become diseased. The crew characters will stay diseased until given an antibiotic. Once you have food and drink back, the people at home are no longer diseased. And then you can level up your characters if you choose to. City run, you choose what building you want to loot or what map you want to use if you have one like this. You can easily just do a house, a pub, whatever. We have 10 of them set up already. 12 of them set up already. Sorry. And then when you enter a house, it's like he's going to come right through this door. You have to roll a d6. That's a 6, that's actually clear. So there's nothing in there. If you roll a 1, a 3, or a 5, it's just a regular zombie, so you throw one of them in here. Rawr. And if you roll a 2, it's an enemy crew member, so you just pick one of these people and he's going to attack you. And if you roll a 4, it's one of the specials. So you throw him in there. You only roll once. You'll never have all 3 of them. They're just showing the different things. Then after you run your mission, which on turn 12, if you have no vehicle, it gets dark. Turn 13, it is dark. You roll in here to see if it's partial, like moonlight out, or if it's complete darkness. Those both have severe effects for your character. Anybody downed at the end of the mission, say he's downed, and he's the only one left, and he can get off the board, he survived. So now you have to roll on the injury list right there. You can make your vehicles that gives you more daylight to scavenge longer without having to worry about that. And then you have your hordes, which are extremely scary. A horde has 10 zombies show up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's right. But that many, plus one of them, on one random edge board. And any structures you have in place, you have to put on the board. You'll probably want to use not the town ones, because you're not in the town, so you want to use... I don't think it will let me flip these in here. No. Yeah, there it is. That's an empty intersection. You want to use that. And then you got to fight the horde. It only lasts 7 turns. Each turn, new zombies show up. Each building they destroy, you lose people. After 14 turns, the horde is gone and it's moved on. No matter what's going on, it's still going. You know, it left. Now, you can run away with your crew and just leave your people, you know. That is an option. You could just leave. The structures do provide light because it starts at nighttime. So if you're within 3 inches of one of the structures you built or the RV, you have light. I think that about covers how to play the game. Of course, there's more nuance to it. You get used to things, stuff like that. Like you can, like I said, you can climb through windows. You can throw people. You can do all kind of. It's Mork. You can do whatever you want to. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, leave me some comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.